The figures about the use of ESS publications are impressive. How do you measure use?
Use is kind of a reference to the survey and at least some of its data. Yeah, so it could be a very small reference just as a background, or it could be a longer piece. Yeah.
Okay, I hope that's answered that to the online questioner. But let's just say focus a little bit more on use in relation to the other surveys as well, because I know that something which we are often required to do is to demonstrate the value of what we're doing, and that's understood often by usage. And so we need to know who our users are and monitor how it's being used, and actually to try to develop arguments that the research infrastructure is important because that user base is there. So maybe if Cher and GGP could say something about that sort of what you're doing to be able to convince the people you need to convince that the usage is as it should be.
Well, I don't have accountability, so I don't know, maybe if it is as, but there is, for instance, every year a users conference that is quite important and extensively advertised. And I think that the participation is really high and important. And then we try to collect all the papers and piece of literature they have done, that they have been out with the data. But what I wanted to underline here, I was laughing, thinking that personally, as a researcher, I have used GGP, I've used Share, I've used ESS. So in a sense, I think that sometimes also trying to compare if some questions were asked in the same way. And I think we are going more and more towards this idea of also cross-standardization of questions, that they are very important because, yeah, if you want to cover the famous life course, I mean, you can be interested on different things. And ESS, for instance, is very rich on ideals or questions that are less about facts or family like we ask, and Share, of course, regards another part of life, but in the sense it's also part of the family and fertility, because, for instance, we have all the part on grandparents that they are on your part, but they help the other part, and I think they will be important also for guide. So at the end, I think again the effort to advertise, but also let this data use are very important, and the way the data are downloadable, are made, is incredibly important. And personally, I've seen that through the years there have been done incredibly progress on this. I mean, it's much easier now to use the data than what it was decades ago.
Yeah. So the ways how to access data, how to actually learn them, how to see the documentation and you know, averages and summary of data, it's now much better than before. To develop a good website with tools how to access in some, you know, data summary would be very useful. I'm still surprised till today that all the users in these surveys, they still grow exponentially even after 10 waves. I thought we would exhaust the number of users soon, but they are still growing. It's good. In Share, we have a special data set for students. So we have a student registration, so they can use that in class. So they have kind of a small version of important variables they can download for courses with an easier registration as a group, which we provide to universities. And also we try to, one of also good, I think, funding strategies is to attract external researchers to use data. So in each wave, we give space for external researchers, especially students, to place their own questions in the questionnaire, in the national questionnaire. So we do it for free. They can just, send us questions. There's a competition for questions. I think each survey has this outreach, but we do it systematically in every wave. And in this way, you build a kind of relationship and invite new people and especially the young researchers to develop and use the data.